Hi guys, I totally just forgot to write on my board, my bad. This is Saxon 8-7. Saxon 8-7, we are on lesson number 23. Lesson 23. Guys, today we're gonna be talking about fractions, but we're gonna be talking about regrouping with fractions. So in the past, we've always turned our mixed numbers into improper fractions, and then we do some reducing, and then then we do the subtraction bit, like find your common denominator, and then we have to turn it all back in, right? I'm lazy, guys. I'm gonna teach you an easier way to do that. So what we're gonna do is, I need to lift this up just a little bit more. All right, so what we're gonna do here is, let's do, get me organized here. All right, so we are gonna talk about, like I said, lesson 23. Let's talk about how these work. So for example, number 1, there are 3 1/5 pies on a shelf. If a baker takes away 1 2/5 pies, so taking it away, so it's a subtraction problem, right? How many are left? Well, guys, if we dealt with just the fraction bit first, right, we would have 1 minus 2. That's a negative number. We cannot do that. So if you get a negative number, this is what you have to do. You got to borrow from this group over here. That becomes now 2. We're taking one whole one, we're splitting it up into fifths, and we're borrowing it, and we're adding 5 up here, okay? Whatever this number is down here, that's what we add to up here. So guys, it's gonna be now 2 6/5 minus 1 2/5, minus 1 2/5. Now we're in a position to be able to do this. For our fraction, we have a common denominator already, so awesome. And then 6 minus 2 gives us 4, right? 2 minus 1 gives us 1. So this is an easier way to do it without having to switch between a mixed number and improper fraction, okay? So let's talk about another example. Simplify this. 3, and guys, it's much easier if you stack them like I'm showing you. Don't try and write them, because this example in the book is written side by, like this way, just stack them. So minus 1 7/8. Okay, we've got a common denominator, so yes. Now, 5 minus 7, that'll give us a negative number. So what we're gonna do is borrow from this column, add 8, okay? Add 8. So we're gonna actually rewrite this whole problem, okay? And guys, the way that I'm showing you to do this is what I need to be seeing on your assignment. So if you're not showing your work, you're not gonna get credit for it, okay? 2 13/8 minus 1 7/8. All right, so this is out of 8. 13 minus 7, well 7 and 7 is 14, so how about 6, right? 2 minus 1 is 1. But guys, we can reduce that fraction. They're both even numbers, so why don't we try cutting it in half? If we do that, we get 1 3/4. 1 3/4, so that would be our answer here. Okay, so let's look at, oh, now we've got one. So percents are allowed to have fractions in them. You can have like 85.5%, right? In fact, what our first one is 83 1/3% minus, and this is example number 3, if you wanted to write it down. Example number 3, okay? Minus 41 2/3%. All right. Now, guys, we have a common denominator. Yes. But if I do 1 minus 2, I'm going to get and for right now, I'm going to move these guys out of the way, right? If I do 1 minus 2, I'm going to get a negative number. So I need to borrow from here, which makes this 82, okay? Add 3. Do you see how much easier this is? Because if we had to turn this into an improper fraction, it would be 3 times 83 plus 1. Oh, big number, right? We don't want to deal with that. So whatever this number is, we add it to the top, and now we rewrite our problem. We have 82, and 3 1 is 4, so 4/3, minus 41 2/3. All right, now we are in a position. 4 minus 2 is going to give us 2, and 82 minus 41 is 1 4. So 41 2/3%. Oh, use your units, guys. Use your units. All right, let's try another example. Number 4. Example 4. All right, so 6 minus 1 3/4. 1 3/4. Well, guys, the way to do this would be, think of it like this. I can put if I put a 0 up here, I can put any number I want down here, right? I'm gonna choose 4 so I don't have to find a common denominator. I think that would be the best course of action. Because if I have a pizza sliced into 4 slices, sliced into 27 slices, sliced into 2 slices, it doesn't matter because I'm getting 0 of them, okay? 0 of them. So put in a little placeholder like I've done here. Now with that said, 0 minus 3 is a negative number, so we're going to need to borrow from our whole column, and whatever this is, add it here, okay? So now we have 5 and 4/4 minus 1 and 3/4. All right, so for our fraction bit, we can do that. We get 4 minus 3, and our denominator, we have a common denominator, so we're good. So that gives us 1/4, and then 5 minus 1 is 4. So 4 and 1/4, 4 and 1/4. All right, so guys, the practice problems are on the bottom there on page 130. Go ahead and try your practice problems. Come on back and we'll see if you got them right. All right, so 7 and 0/3. Again, I'm putting in a placeholder, right? Here, we'll write the whole problem down. 2 and 1/3. All right, so I need a placeholder up here, so that's gonna be 0/3. If I do that, 0 minus 1 gives me a negative number, so we're gonna borrow, add 3 here. So now it's 6 and 3 minus 2 and 1/3, okay? So 3 minus 1 is 2, so 2/3. 6 minus 2 is 4. So 4 and 2/3. So for B, we have 6 and 2/5 minus 1 and 4/5. All right, 2 minus 4 gives us a negative number, so time to borrow. Plus, and add whatever this is up here. Okay, so now what we have is, I'll go and erase A there. So what we have now is 5 and 7/5 minus 1 and 4/5. On the fraction part here, we have 7 minus 4, which gives us 3. 5 minus 1, which is 4. So 4 and 3/5. All right, that was B. Let's do C. 5 and 1/6 minus 1 and 5/6. Okay. Well, we've got a common denominator, yes. But we have 1 minus 5, which is going to give us a negative number, so we're going to need to borrow. Plus 6, right? So what we have now is 4 and 7/6 minus 1 and 5/6. Keep our, oh, that's a 5. We're going to keep that common denominator. 7 minus 5 gives us 2. Apparently can't subtract today. 4 minus 1 is 3. But guys, looking at this, we can definitely reduce that, right? They're both even numbers, so let's cut them in half. 3 and 1/3. Cut that in half, cut that in half. Good. All right. So then we've got 2 more. D is 100% minus, these are going to be percents. So I'm going to put it up here so I remember, because you want to put a percent on your answer. Minus 12 and 1/2%. All right. So we need a placeholder up here. So we're going to do 0/2, right? But 0 minus 1 will give us a negative number. So we're going to borrow. This is 99. Whatever this number is, add up here. So 99 and 2 2s minus 12 and 1/2. So 2 halves minus 1/2 gives us 1/2. 99 minus 12 gives us 7 and 8. 87%. Don't forget your percent sign. All right, last one. E, we have 83 1/3% minus 16 2/3%. And again, I'm going to put that percent up here so I don't forget. Okay, the 1 minus 2 is going to give us a negative number, so we've got to borrow. This is going to be 82 plus 3. 82 plus 3. So now we have 82, and this is 4/3 minus 16 and 2/3. 4 minus 2 gives us 2, and then 82 minus 16, we got to borrow here That gives us 6 and 66 and 2/3%. All right, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, excellent work. And I will see you in our next class. Thanks, guys.